Good morning, ladies, or welcome back to part 2 of What If Zuko Had Her, or Traptrix, Atr... I, I always pronounce it wrong, so this one.
Traptrix Atrax.
Yeah. So, as a girlfriend. So, where we left off, of course, we were like, how, in the first part, I went over like how they met. And she became his girlfriend from age of 3 because of classroom, then all the way through to 15. Of course, there was like before, like at age of 5, Zuko was ready to jump off the tallest building without a parachute, hoot thing, or string. But then she runs upstairs, and uses her webs to bring him to her because she doesn't want him to die. So yeah, then whole thing like builds up, and at so then at 15 they go to UA after 10 days of training. As the Zuko is a bigger threat than the traptrix. Reason why I say that in this what if is because in this what if, traptrix is like a top priority. They try to get those traptrix eliminated before they take over the world. But Zuko was born with infinity, zero, and his quirk, that elemental manipulation, like space, time, stuff like that. Huh? And yeah, basically, yeah. And he gets in a one for all on top of that. So he can basically, yeah, hasn't seen her in 10 days. But he knows that she still loves him. No matter if he, like, mutters or the 100 feet away or on the other side of a world. Yeah. So, basically, yeah. She knows that if she shows him what her true form thing is, he might dump her and be like Eh? I mean, not seeing her ever again. Kind. And Zuko already knows that, like, her true form thing. Like a spider, but without that girl's was like from a waist up on top of a spider's head. But he doesn't even question it. But then, in his own head, he knows she's a traptrix, the dangerous one. But he doesn't want to say that to her because she might find that offensive and slap him around like a little fish thing. As he doesn't want to do that. So, yeah. And in so now we got into, and plus all the girls and a couple of the boys tries to get, like, try to separate Zuko from her. And except for Mina, because Mina knows that it's the romantic movie things. So then, yeah. So the when I say all the girls, Ochako, Jiro, Rinko, Momo, try to separate them. Even during school or after school. Plus, it's really fitting because we have the most dangerous person, Traptrix, ex-girl, dates a overpowered Zuko, that can end the world in 3 seconds. Yeah. So because he has powers of infinity, zero, elemental, like, manipulation, and now one for all. So then he doesn't know, or he actually, or Zero is delaying it a lot. So yeah. So I'm skipping the whole ball throw, the heroes versus villains, because one, heroes versus villains, one goes a little bit different. Or, like, the camera, one of the cameras like all the cameras got unplugged. And Ochako, straight up told him that he needs to stop seeing that girl. Her. And he as like they had their reasons why. Eh? Because as he doesn't want to, or they know that he tries very hard to not accept it, but that breaks the heart as he looks away from her. And yeah, Zuko ends up doesn't want to admit it, but the but then he told old Chaco the that girl who saved his life. He mean because I'm that building. Because he says that the he if it wasn't or this is what he says, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be standing here her her because she was the because I'm quirkless. Every time I think about it, it always breaks my heart. Hurt. Hurt. If you guys want me to do that same thing, hing, hing, as Ochako didn't realize that how he felt. Oh, no. Because she knows that the trap trick actually did something good for him. And he tells him that is true, actually. Actually, Zuko says, and what I just said is actually the truth. Because none of you actually do care about me. Except for her. Her. I really don't care if she was that. Because not her, or even without all of you, I wouldn't be standing here talking. I would be 6 feet underground. As, yeah, Ochako looks surprised. As he walks away. Eh? Or he walks towards the... As Bakugo is about to use his cannon, but he got smacked in the face, or like backhanded, by sending him flying, nailed right into the wall. As he as he or as she was watching him doing that, as she's proud of her, or no, she's proud of him, um, um, facing up to the bully, you know, but she also knows that he, as he walks upstairs, Bakugo is unconscious. Like he got nailed into a wall so hard that I'm surprised that his head's still intact. And then when he got up to the front stairs where the bomb's at, Tenya is ready. But he just walks right past as Tenya does his like kicks. But Zuko grabs his foot or like his leg and tosses him across, nails him to the wall as he walks over. As he doesn't the as Ochako's eyes widen because they know that she never seen someone that like his body shuts down and or like because his how much sadness he goes through. Yeah, he ended up or she couldn't tell that he's in blind rage thing or so basically All Might saw like how devastating that was us and yeah, Zuko touched the bomb, heroes win. As yeah, then the he he wants to go to the back to the control station thing, but he walks over as she knows that he is thinking like how much like his body just gave up. So then yeah, then everything starts flying around like crazy. Building starts to fly around. As All Might he says, "Get out of there." As the yeah, everything went crazy. As the storm was forming around him, around Zuko. As All Might's like, oh crap, this is bad. And they tried everything, but there's nothing worked. And she ends up running in as she goes right past the storm, and she runs up, or she like jumps up onto him, latches onto him as his eyes are like rolled back at his head because he knows, or he's getting controlled by his own sadness. As she gives him a hug, and she says, I'm right here. Always will be forever with you. But please, don't have those negative thoughts, please. As his eyes starts to go back to normal as the storm slows down. I know that you have a quirk. You're not worthless. Or you have the power to, but I know that you who try very hard to be the strong one. And yeah, she tells him that, and he is like, he's back, that he doesn't, or he starts to tear up, and she was there hugging him, like holding him there, because she knows that she knows that she cares about him, and as she walks with him to the control room, as she turns around, or she tells Mina, can you watch him for me? Sure thing. And she turns around, she walks up to Ochako, and she says this. I don't know what you said to him to make him go that way, but can you please knock it off? Because he's been under a lot of stress, so that's why. As she's yelling at Ochako to bringing up bad memories. Yeah. So, yeah, Ochako, who knows that next time, don't bring up bad memories. As she asked her, is it true that you saved his life from plundering from the top of the building onto the floor? Yes. Yes. Because I loved him so much. And I even told him that I didn't care if he had a quirk or quirkless or had abilities or anything like that. I really don't care. There. And as she knows that he doesn't really or wants to have those bad memories again. So she tells him, or no, she tells her that don't bring up any bad memories unless you want the same thing happen. But on the whole, no, that's only level 1 on the scale. Imagine level 10 scale. So Ochako tells everyone else, don't, as Zuko, who was away from out of hearing range, so Ochako tells everyone that don't bring up bad memories. Please. Okay? As All Might hate one, like, we already seen what happened when he, yeah. So then, basically, at the USJ, anything, if I had the pictures, but the Hun had basically, this is what it is. Zuko ends up, or I am actually skipping it, but because it's similar to canon, but every student tried to calm him down, except for I forget his name. He's in one of the Class 1B students. This guy right here, that I have my cursor on, yeah. He ends up being a jerk to Zuko, like that protects you more times than. What's really going on here, huh? As he's making, as he just wants to get punched, so Zuko gives it to him, punched him right in the chest, sends him flying. As he's so embarrassed. That's why. And she knows that it wasn't out of anger or hatred, but that was embarrassing for her, or for him to, yeah. So then, the sports festival, everyone is buckled up to make sure that if Zuko does go berserk, he won't let anyone fly around. Yeah. So Zuko, and yeah, I'm skipping in all the way to All Might versus All for One. And the only person got captured was her. But she has a really deep love for Zuko Midoriya. As Zuko comes out of nowhere, as All for One, or of course All Might was down but not out. But then All for One says to Zuko that, how about you need to jump off a building? Only when he said building, it triggered Zuko, and Zuko's body, or like his abilities and his quirks, are all getting activated all at once as Zuko is going through that, as he goes like supernova. If you don't know what supernova is basically if nova, the like supernova, fused with 10 of itself together to create a bigger explosion. So Zuko ends up going that, as he can't control him, as it burns whoever, as he says, because he's unconscious, like his body's autopiloted by the quirks. Zuko used his power, grabs All for One, and melts him to a puddle of blood. Yeah. There was nothing left after Zuko defeated him. As he looks up, he had no, like, he has the, like, no eyes, like, no eyeball things. As he starts going on a rampage, as All Might saw, as Zuko who, like, in his own mind, in his own mind, him just, like, in a corner with his head tucked down, and, like, crying formation. As, yeah, Zuko tries to, like, hold himself, but of course, she knows that it wasn't his fault. So, but she runs up and tells or tries to say, Zuko, are you still there? He, and as one of the pussycats says, well, he's in, because she's in his head right now. She can tell that he's crying. As yeah, he he really did kill Shiraki-sen, Dobby, and Mr. Compressed, and twice. But there's one other thing I forgot to mention. Because Zuko, it's really not killing them. It's absorbed their like bodies into himself. So makes it look like they're dead. Yeah. So like how a slime like devours like anything. Well, Zuko ends up, you know. So they evacuate the area. And Zuko can't hear himself. So the Quirk Doctor runs towards the fight as he tells the one of the pro heroes that in order to save his life that created this has the to put him to sleep. He and because he's to stop his body from moving for 3 days or more. Okay? So, as let's say an Endeavor was there, as Endeavor jumps onto the monster, goes right in, as Zuko roars, as he gets stabbed in the shoulder, to as it worked, as Zuko's entire body collapsed onto the floor. As the spider girl, she runs towards him before he fell. Oh. As she caught him, she caught him, as he lays on her lap, as his body. So basically, she knows that that she cares about him more, because as the Quark Doctor tells Zuko, tells the All for One, the Quark Doctor tells All Might that be very careful with this kid. He already had a quirk. But that's not all. As All Might looks over, what's more dangerous than having two quirks? Well, in his bloodstream, he had a special ability, or like ability, of infinity and zero. So, as All Might turns around, looks at a Quark Doctor and tells him, "Wait, so, you usually have to, like, test quirks, right?" "Yes, but I'm also a doctor, so Zuko's, like, abilities hid his actual quirk from us. So he didn't realize it." As Zuko, or as All Might says, "Well, if he's that powerful, oh, we need to start more worrying, because if what's as the Quark Doctor says, what's more dangerous? A kid that has a power to end the entire world, or have traptrix?" As Zuko ends up, or like, as she lays there with him, as she doesn't like do that little tongue animation thing, but more like she smiles at him, because she knows that in her heart that Zuko loves her no matter what. So then they took him to the hospital, they had a machine gun aimed at him so that if he goes berserk, they'll instantly kill him. But the Zuko woke up in 4 days. He's after that. As the All Might tells the detective, says this, "Well, are sure you want to have a minigun aimed at him? What I heard from a Quark Doctor, he has a power of 0, so he could absorb any attacks." "Well, it's the best odds. If he loses control, then we'll shoot him down." So, yeah. But she's in there with him. So she never left his side. As, yeah, it terrifies her that her friend is the most powerfulest person and gets treated as like the villain. As Zuko gets up, um, as he sees his handcuffs, or his hands are cuffed to the bed as he's kind of drowsy. So he says, the, the his head's dizzy, so he can't remember, or he can't think straight. So, but he knows that he's slowly waking up. So she tells him that, or she introduces herself to make sure he remembers. As he says, "Oh, I that was just what has happened after the Azuku actually the needle that went into his shoulder, and when it worked, it sent his body, or sent his mind, teleporting through the entire multiverse. Earth in a split second. Like, one day in this alternate timeline, but in that multiverse thing where he was, it was 4 years in, like, the entire multiverse. As he comes back to that world, as he was like, he knows that he would rather, as he doesn't, like, is embarrassed to say it, but she knows that she would have cuddled with him too. So let's do our math, shall we? Okay. So if your head hurts, I'm sorry. So let me, so one full day, equivalent to 4 years. So 4 times 4 equals what? Do 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 do. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. Yeah, 16 years since he went through the entire multiverse. 16 years. Yeah. And then he came back and he, of course, All Might knows that, or actually the wants to put him in jail. Like, not All Might, but they wanted to put Zuko in jail because he killed the symbol of evil and the rest of the League of Villains. But Then sorry, not enough coffee. Yeah. So basically, yeah. But she doesn't want anyone to even get near him, because she cares about him. And as she told them the reason why that he went berserk was, well, because of All For One said building, word building, in his sentence. So what do you mean? Building. Well, as she explains the whole truth, like as the quirk doctor says, I see. As the Nezu says, I'll have a talk with Zuko. Or I'll have a talk with Bakugo about it. Because he's the responsible for every time Zuko hears the word building, like the skyscrapers ones, gets him triggered. So yeah. So then, so now after him waking up, he was a little bit winded, like he was sweating bullets. As she says, you're alright, you're alright, just calm down, tell me. Or actually, before he woke up, like the second day, let's say one of the pussycats came in and to check on him, and she sees, or when she walked in, or as she got so scared, like she jumped backwards, or she fell backwards. As everyone's like, what? Well, I don't know what you did, Quark Doctor, but Zuko is in another dimension. What do you mean? He's right there. Here. As Zuko, so she shows the Quark Doctor and all the pro heroes that what his memories or his mind is at. As they see, like, they see they see people get torn in half, as they try to like escape from something. As Zuko, or as they walk, in, or they walk the same path where Zuko took, as they see the monster that looks bigger than All Might with spikes. You know what I'm adding? I'm giving you a hint. He has spikes. He has gray skin. But it's part of someone else's, like, family. Or part of someone else's what if. And it's what if Deku became Doomsday? Yeah. As he sees, or as they see Zuko talking to that monster, as the monster looks at him, and instead of like attacking him, as Doomsday, Zuko asks him, "What's your name, young one?" As Zuko says this, "I'm Zuko Midoriya." As Zuko looks over, or Doomsday Zuko was caught off guard. As he looks over at him, "Wait, so you're saying you're Zuko Midoriya?" As he, instead of like, he puts his hand on him, as he says, "You who are the same, let me tell you my name. My name is Zuko Midoriya, but everyone here calls me Doomsday." As Zuko can't see why, as everyone's like, even All Might from Zuko's world, not Doomsday Zuko, because All Might in that universe is dead, so that's... But All Might sees when was shooken up by it. So please wait for part 3. So bye.